Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The cast of Sister Wives has endured a great deal over the show. The program has been airing for more than 10 years. We have witnessed a number of highs and lows for Cody, his wives, and their families. Over time, the dynamics of the family have evolved significantly. The cast members have now also introduced the show to their close friends. Meri and her best friend Jen are one example of a permanent cast member. Their combination is adored by fans, who also thank Jen for supporting Meri through her darkest moments. In an Instagram post a while back, Jen revealed that her husband, Sean, has a rare and violent illness. Since he is fighting for his life, she also provided information regarding his surgery. During their most trying time, Meri publicly backed the pair by coming forward. Jen, a sister wife, raises awareness about sarcoma. In an Instagram post, Jen announced that July is Sarcoma Awareness Month and expressed her desire to raise awareness about it. She disclosed that although it began as a straightforward bug bite on her husband's calf, it was much more. As the lump gradually increased, they even sought advice from medical professionals who believed it to be either a lipoma or a cyst. After doing a few biopsy tests and agreeing to remove it surgically, the doctors determined that it was a sarcoma. Because the tumor grew to 2 and eventually 3, the initial diagnoses were incorrect. Therefore, she advised anyone with a lump or bump to snap a picture of it and see a doctor and specialist right once. A cast member of Sister Wives discusses their challenges after surgery. After years of friendship, Meri and Jen have an unbreakable bond. In addition to helping Meri understand what true friendship looks like, Jen has been there for her during all of her darkest hours. Meri is now in a better emotional state after she even assisted her in seeing Robin's genuine nature. But lately, they faced a challenge when Jen's spouse was found to have an aggressive and uncommon cancer. In order to treat the illness, Jen disclosed that her husband, Sean, had even received 5 weeks of radiation therapy. He also underwent 2 major surgeries, one of which involved removing a 3rd tumor that had developed next to the radiation region. The doctor later discovered it and made the decision to remove it surgically after it had gone undetected during the radiotherapy. According to Jen, Sean's road to rehabilitation has been arduous and drawn out. He lost all of his strength during the surgery, but he is slowly regaining it. They value the patience of their friends and family as he gets back into shape. Over the past 3 days, Jen has also been grateful for every text, check-in, prayer, and act of compassion that people have shown them. Additionally, many people have helped their children without even knowing them, and they will always be appreciative. Jen continued by saying that they kept Sean's sickness a secret from their children in order to prevent stress. However, since they are now on a better route, they have now been instructed to assist them feel more assured. Additionally, July is Sarcoma Awareness Month, and Jen wants to spread the word. Sister Wives. Meri's close friend reveals husband's battle with rare aggressive cancer. A private fight becomes a public cry for support. In a heartbreaking revelation that has rocked the Sister Wives fanbase, Meri Brown's longtime close friend has come forward to share that her husband is currently battling a rare and aggressive form of cancer, one that has quietly devastated their private world while quietly illuminating the strength, loyalty, and quiet compassion of Meri Brown herself. While Meri has been making headlines for her new lease on life, revamping her look, launching new ventures, and finding emotional stability after her spiritual divorce from Cody Brown, this news reminds fans that behind her composed social media presence and inspirational quotes lies a deeply empathetic and loyal woman standing in solidarity with loved ones through life's most painful storms. This isn't about Meri directly, but it reveals more about her character than any post or confessional ever could. As her close friend opens up about the harrowing journey of watching her husband deteriorate from an aggressive, fast-moving cancer, the ripple effects are being felt far beyond their inner circle. Fans are now getting a glimpse into how Meri has been quietly supporting this family, not for cameras or clout, but from a place of pure love and unwavering loyalty, something that's been rare and precious in the post-polygamy fragments of the Brown family legacy. The diagnosis came just months ago, shocking Mary's friend and her family to their core. It was sudden. No warning signs. Just a routine doctor's appointment that spiraled into a whirlwind of biopsies, scans, second opinions, and finally, the crushing confirmation. It was a rare form of soft tissue sarcoma, one that metastasizes quickly and aggressively. Within weeks, the disease had already spread beyond the primary site, attacking organs, weakening his immune system, and leaving the family reeling in confusion and fear. It felt like our world cracked open, the friend shared tearfully in a recent post that was shared privately among supporters before making its way to a public platform. He went from healthy to dying in what felt like the blink of an eye. As the diagnosis settled in, Meri reportedly stepped in, not as a celebrity or TV personality, but as a friend, a sister, a grounding force in the eye of a terrifying storm. Friends of the family report that Meri was one of the first to respond, driving across state lines to be with them during his first emergency hospitalization, holding her friend's hand during consultations, and even helping coordinate flights for family members who needed to say goodbye. She dropped everything, the source said. She showed up not just emotionally, but physically. She was there. Not for attention. Not for post. Just because that's who Meri is when someone she loves is hurting. For Meri, who has been quietly healing her own life after the fallout with Kody Brown, this private pain may have been a new kind of spiritual test, one where the strength she cultivated over years of heartbreak was now being channeled into something greater than her own survival. Observers close to her say that while Meri has leaned into positivity and empowerment in her public-facing life, this experience has deeply shaken her. She's reportedly spent nights in the hospital with her friend's family, arranged meal deliveries, and even set up a rotating support schedule among mutual friends to make sure no one burned out. Meri doesn't need cameras to be real, said one family friend. She's always been the most steady when others are falling apart. The emotional toll has been enormous. Watching someone you love fade away in front of you is traumatizing, and for Meri's friend, it's a slow goodbye with no road map. The couple had been married for over 25 years. They built a life, raised children, took vacations, and made future plans that now hang in limbo. He was supposed to walk our daughter down the aisle, the friend wrote in a deeply personal update. Now we're just hoping he'll live to see her engagement. Treatments have been brutal, ranging from aggressive chemotherapy to experimental clinical trials that offer glimmers of hope, but no promises. Each hospital stay is longer than the last, and each new test result reads like another sentence in a tragic novel they never asked to write. Yet through it all, Meri has remained a steady hand on her friend's shoulder, a comforting voice in the silence between sobs. Fans who have followed Meri's journey on Sister Wives know that she has endured more than her fair share of emotional pain, from the emotional abandonment by Kody, to the catfishing scandal, to the isolation that came from living in a plural family that eventually imploded. But those same experiences may be the very reason why she's able to show up so powerfully now. Meri knows how it feels to lose someone slowly, said a longtime viewer. She knows what it means to sit by someone's side when the rest of the world has moved on. She knows the ache of grieving something that isn't quite gone yet. That's what makes her such a powerful presence right now. In addition to her emotional support, Meri has reportedly also stepped up financially, helping to fundraisers, connecting the family with medical resources, and even donating quietly through back channels to cover unexpected costs. A GoFundMe created to assist with mounting medical bills lists an anonymous $5,000 donation that many believe came directly from Meri, though she has never acknowledged it publicly. She's not doing it for recognition, the organizer shared. She's doing it because she loves this family, and she knows how broken our healthcare system is. This moment also serves as a reminder of the bonds Meri has outside the world of Sister Wives, bonds that she has cultivated long before she became a household name. Fans often see her as part of a polygamous saga, but Meri is a businesswoman, a friend, a mother, and a deeply spiritual woman who has spent the last decade finding herself amid profound loss. This chapter, painful though it is, might just be revealing the truest version of Meri yet, not the one fighting for Kody's attention or defending her place in a plural marriage, but the woman who shows up when it really matters. The woman who chooses compassion over chaos. The woman who believes in healing even when death is on the doorstep. As her friend's husband's condition worsens, the family has decided to go public with their story, not to garner pity, but to raise awareness for this rare cancer and encourage early screenings, even for those with no family history. They've asked Meri for help in sharing the message, and while she has yet to make a formal post, insiders say she's preparing a heartfelt tribute to her friend's husband, a man she's known for decades, a man who once helped build her fence, watched her son while she traveled, and made her laugh during the darkest parts of her marriage. He's like a brother to her, the family said, and losing him will feel like losing a part of her own history. It's a loss that underscores how fragile life is and how quietly devastating illness can be, especially when it arrives unannounced and unrelenting. But it also highlights the beauty of love in its rawest, most sacrificial form. In showing up for her friend, Meri is proving that her capacity for loyalty runs far deeper than what we've seen on TV. Her story isn't just one of heartbreak, but of heart, a heart that keeps giving, even when no one's watching. And fans are noticing. Floods of comments have poured in under Meri's recent Instagram posts, many of them from people who now understand why her tone has shifted, why her eyes seem just a little more tired, why her inspirational quotes about perseverance suddenly feel less like platitudes and more like battle cries from the trenches. "You're stronger than people know," one commenter wrote. "We see you." In the coming weeks, as the family continues to navigate hospice care and end-of-life decisions, Meri's role will likely expand. There are talks of a memorial fund, possibly a scholarship in the man's name for others facing rare cancer diagnoses, and a private tribute ceremony where Meri may speak. If that happens, it will be one of the most personal and emotional moments fans have ever seen from her, a glimpse into the soul of a woman who has survived betrayal, isolation, and public scrutiny, only to emerge as someone capable of holding others up when they can no longer stand. Because at the end of the day, this story isn't just about illness. It's about humanity, about showing up, about the quiet, sacred act of sitting beside someone in their final days and whispering, "You're not alone." Meri Brown has done a lot in her life. She's been a sister wife, a business owner, a mother, and an emotional survivor. But today, Meri is something even more powerful.
She's a lifeline,
A lighthouse, a friend who won't let you go through hell by yourself. Sister Wives. Cast member details post-surgery struggle of their partner after cancer diagnosis, a devastating battle behind closed doors. In a powerful and emotionally charged moment that has left fans reeling, a Sister Wives cast member has come forward to share the heartbreaking truth about their partner's private post-surgery struggles following a recent and devastating cancer diagnosis. While much of the public has followed the familiar faces of the Brown family for years, through births, breakups, property disputes, and polygamous reckonings, very few anticipated the vulnerable and raw revelation that one of the family's beloved partners has been quietly fighting the battle of a lifetime. Now, with cameras off and spotlights dimmed, a new chapter unfolds, one not centered on reality TV drama, but on human fragility, unwavering devotion, and the emotional collapse that comes when illness strikes fast, hard, and without mercy. The news hit fans like a punch to the gut. After receiving a terrifying cancer diagnosis, this partner underwent intensive surgery that doctors had hoped would offer a new lease on life. But what followed has been nothing short of a nightmare. Infections, complications, pain that morphs into suffering, and a caregiver who is now sharing everything, the fear, the exhaustion, the helplessness, as they stand by the love of their life through the darkest of days. Though the cast member has asked for privacy around the exact identity of the partner, citing the pain and mental toll this has taken on their family, they chose to break the silence because they felt it was time to stop pretending everything was fine. "I kept smiling for the camera, for the fans, for my family," the cast member confessed in a heart-wrenching update posted to their private blog and later quoted in fan forums. "But behind the scenes, our world has been falling apart. I've watched the strongest person I know waste away, and there are nights I cry myself to sleep just praying we'll make it through another sunrise." According to the update, The cancer diagnosis came earlier this year after a period of unexplained fatigue, alarming weight loss, and internal pain that doctors initially dismissed as stress-related or hormonal. But one emergency hospital visit changed everything. Blood tests, scans, and a rushed biopsy revealed the unthinkable, an aggressive form of abdominal cancer that had already begun to invade surrounding organs. Surgery was scheduled immediately, a high-risk procedure that came with no guarantees. "We went in with hope," the cast member wrote. "We had to believe that removing the tumor would be our turning point. We didn't expect things to get worse." The surgery itself lasted over 8 hours, a grueling, high-stakes operation that required the removal of not just the tumor, but also parts of the surrounding lymph nodes and tissue. The doctors were blunt. It was the only option, and time was not on their side. When the partner came out of surgery, they were barely responsive. Tubes, machines, beeping monitors. It was a hospital room soaked in quiet fear. The cast members stayed at their bedside for days, sleeping in a chair, feeding them ice chips, whispering encouragement through the haze of anesthesia and medication. But recovery did not go as planned. Within days, infections set in. Fever spiked. Breathing grew shallow. A second emergency procedure was required. And what was supposed to be a step toward healing suddenly felt like a slow-motion free fall into a nightmare they couldn't wake up from. The post-surgery struggle has now dragged on for months. The partner has experienced constant nausea, nerve damage that has made walking almost impossible, and emotional trauma that no amount of medication can soothe. "They used to be so full of energy," the cast member shared, their words trembling. "Always making jokes, cooking meals, dancing in the kitchen. Now they cry in pain just trying to sit up in bed. It's like watching your soulmate disappear right in front of you." And the emotional toll on the caregiver has been equally intense. Sleepless nights. Financial strain. The pressure of maintaining normalcy for the kids while managing appointments, prescriptions, insurance calls, and the terrifying unknown of whether their partner will ever fully recover. Friends of the family described the cast member as being barely holding it together. They've lost weight, seem emotionally withdrawn, and often cancel commitments last minute because of medical emergencies. One friend shared, "They're in survival mode. They love their partner so much, but they are exhausted. It's constant fear. They don't know how much longer they can live like this." And yet, they continue to show up, day after day, hour after hour, holding hands during chemo sessions, lifting their partner into the shower when their legs give out, and trying to stay strong for everyone around them. The cast member's decision to speak publicly was not made lightly. In the world of sister wives, privacy is a luxury rarely afforded. But this time, the cast member chose vulnerability over silence, not for pity, but to give voice to millions of caregivers and cancer patients who are quietly enduring the same battle. "We felt invisible," they wrote. "Like our pain didn't matter, because we weren't on camera. But I know there are people out there who understand this kind of fear, this kind of heartbreak. And maybe if we tell our story, it will help someone else feel seen." Fans have responded with an outpouring of support. Thousands of comments, DMs, and donations have poured in from across the world. Followers have offered prayers, shared their own cancer journeys, and expressed gratitude for the bravery it took to speak out. "You are not alone," one fan wrote. "I lost my husband to pancreatic cancer last year. I know that pain. I'm sending you all my strength." Another added, "Your story matters. Thank you for being real. You're not just a cast member. You're a hero." And the outpouring has meant more than words can say. The cast member admitted they read every message, often late at night while curled up on a hospital recliner, tears streaming down their face. "It reminds me that we're not in this alone," they said. "That even in the middle of our worst moments, there is still kindness in the world." But the road ahead remains long and uncertain. The partner's cancer is not in remission, and while doctors have managed to slow its spread, they remain cautious in their prognosis. There are whispers of new trials, alternative therapies, and the hope that something, anything, might offer relief. But for now, every day is a test. A test of faith. A test of endurance. A test of love.